Procrastination is paying rent on a mental prison you built yourself, except you're not even getting a good view. You're the only inmate, the warden, and the maintenance guy, and you still complain about the conditions. You've got the key in your hand, the door is literally wide open, and instead of walking out into freedom, you're like, yeah, I'll just repaint the cell walls beige first. Maybe alphabetize my regrets. And the wild part? You still think you're clever for doing it, like, haha, look at me, avoiding my problems by making my captivity nicer. We treat procrastination like it's some cute little bad habit, like chewing your nails or forgetting to water a plant. No, it's not harmless. It's a full-blown hostage negotiation where you're both the hostage and the kidnapper. And the ransom isn't millions of dollars. It's literally just doing the damn thing. And you still don't pay it. You're sitting there on the couch streaming a true crime doc about someone else's disasters, knowing full well you're about to cause your own disaster. And future you, the version of you that has to deal with the fallout, is looking back through time at present you like, bro, I trusted you. We had an agreement. And don't you dare call it laziness. Laziness is when you do nothing and feel fine about it, like a cat lying in a sunbeam. Procrastination is when you do nothing and feel like the CEO of bad decisions. It's an Olympic sport in self-sabotage. It's sitting front row to watch your own life catch fire and thinking, yeah, but what if I make popcorn first? It's actively witnessing your plans collapse in real time while binge-watching raccoon pancake videos at 1 a.m., knowing full well you're going to wake up tomorrow with the same problem, plus crumbs in your bed. Here's the brutal truth. Procrastination has nothing to do with time management. Zero. You could have Jeff Bezos' personal calendar assistant tattooed across your forehead, Siri whispering reminders into your ear, and Tony Robbins himself living in your guest room, and you'd still find a way to deep clean your fridge instead of sending that one email. It's not about the clock. It's about your feelings. You're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the emotional crap that comes with the task. Fear, self-doubt, boredom, that little voice that whispers, hey, what if you're not as good as your LinkedIn profile claims? Because the task isn't scary. The implications are scary. Writing that report isn't hard, but if you do it badly, people might find out you're not perfect. Starting that project isn't hard, but if it fails, well, now you have proof you're not the genius you bragged about on your third date with Sarah from accounting. So if you want to destroy procrastination, you don't need a prettier planner or some mystical productivity app with calming forest sounds. You need 3 moves, just 3. Master these and you'll nuke 80% of your procrastination faster than Elon Musk can tank Tesla stock with a single tweet. Move 1. Shrink the dragon. Right now, your brain sees the task like it's Smaug from The Hobbit. Fire-breathing, gold-hoarding. I will end you levels of terrifying. And of course, you don't want to face it. That's like showing up to a boxing match against Godzilla wearing flip-flops. But here's the trick. Dragons can't fit through small doors, so you make the door tiny. You don't write a book. You just write one messy paragraph. You don't start a business. You just email one human being who might give you money. You don't get in shape. You just do 5 push-ups and then lie dramatically on the floor like you've just survived a Marvel fight scene. Even Leonardo da Vinci didn't roll out of bed like, yeah, I'll bang out the Mona Lisa before lunch. He started with a single brushstroke. 1. And let's be honest, it probably looked like a suspicious eyebrow at first. The smaller the dragon, the less your brain panics. Because your brain can handle a tiny step without throwing a full-blown anxiety parade. That's the cheat code. You don't slay the whole dragon. You just steal 1 scale at a time until it's basically a lizard with bad PR. But then you start, and your perfectionism shows up in a tuxedo, ready to ruin the party. It's carrying a clipboard, judging your every move, sipping champagne like, is this really your best work? That's when you freeze, because you're not creating anymore. You're auditioning for your own approval. Which brings us to move 2, the ugly first draft rule. You give yourself explicit, unapologetic permission to make garbage. Not slightly bad. Not kinda rough, but salvageable. I mean Olympic level bad. Write like your keyboard is drunk and keeps leaning on the wrong keys. Draw like your pen is possessed by a raccoon with a personal vendetta against symmetry. Build like you're designing for a parallel universe where people genuinely enjoy pineapple pizza, laggy apps, and user interfaces that require a Rosetta Stone. Because here's the truth. Perfectionism is just procrastination in a Gucci jacket. It shows up looking important, tailored suit, expensive cologne, but it's still just avoidance wrapped in luxury fabric. It's fear cosplaying as high standards. And here's the big secret. Humans can edit bad work, but they can't edit a blank page. A bad first draft is a raw block of marble. Ugly, heavy, awkward, but at least now you can carve it. A blank page? That's air. You can't sculpt air. Even Einstein's first scribbles for the theory of relativity looked like the rantings of a conspiracy theorist on their third cup of gas station coffee. There's a reason the first pancake in the pan is always ugly. It's just getting the system warmed up. And nobody's ever eaten an ugly pancake and thought, this means I should never make breakfast again. But somehow, we do that with our work. We make one bad paragraph, one clumsy sketch, and decide the entire dream is doomed. No. The ugly first draft isn't the enemy. It's the ignition key. Now move 3. The 5-minute hostage deal. You sit your brain down and say, listen, we're only doing 5 minutes. That's it. No pressure, no commitment. You don't even have to like it. You're basically tricking yourself into work the same way you'd trick a cat into going to the vet. You lure it in with something small and harmless, then bam, you're already in motion. Because here's the thing. Newton's first law isn't just physics. It's life. Objects in motion stay in motion. Objects on the couch stay on the couch until they have permanent couch-shaped dents in their body. The hardest part of anything is moving from 0 to 1. After that, momentum quietly grabs the wheel. 5 minutes is a loophole your brain doesn't fight. Your brain hears 5 minutes and thinks, oh, that's barely anything. We can suffer through that. But once you start, you tap into something psychologists call the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain hates leaving things unfinished. So that harmless 5 minutes suddenly turns into, well, I might as well finish this part, and then, oh, I'm almost done with this section. And next thing you know, it's been 47 minutes, and you're actually productive. It's the same dark magic that makes you say, I'll just check TikTok real quick, and then wake up 3 hours later knowing every dance trend since 2021, 5 conspiracy theories about the moon, and somehow a crock-pot recipe from a grandma in Wisconsin. Except this time, the spell works in your favor. 5 minutes isn't the goal, it's the gateway. It's the little crack in the door that lets momentum sneak in and take over. And once momentum's in, resistance doesn't stand a chance. And here's where I drop the rare psychology truth bomb that most people miss, the one that changes the whole game. Researchers at Carleton University found that procrastination isn't primarily a time problem. It's not about scheduling productivity hacks, or whether you've found your focus playlist yet. No, it's an emotion regulation problem. In their words, it's mismanaged mood repair. Translation, you're not lazy. You're just trying to feel better now, even if it makes your life objectively worse later. Your brain is basically an unpaid intern tasked with saving the company. And instead of putting out the fire, they're reorganizing paperclips while the building burns down. So here's what I want you to do. Drop one word in the comments right now that sums up how this just punched you in the brain. Don't overthink it. Just one word. Now, story time. It's 1943, World War II. Lockheed Martin's chief engineer, Kelly Johnson, gets an impossible order. Design a brand new fighter jet in 150 days. No delays, no do-overs. The stakes? Literally life and death. If his team thought about building an entire jet, they'd choke. So he broke it down, shrink the dragon, embrace ugly first drafts, and attack in short bursts. Result? They delivered in 143 days. That jet, the P-80 Shooting Star, went on to redefine military aviation. No magic, no perfect conditions, no, I'll do it when I feel ready. Just 3 moves and relentless execution. And here's the kicker. You're not building fighter jets. You're dodging Google Docs. The dragons you face aren't breathing fire. They're just mildly inconvenient. Yet you run from them like they've got your name on a medieval wanted poster. We've even glamorized procrastination. We call it waiting for inspiration or getting in the right headspace. Yeah, and I'm just waiting for Rihanna to text me back. Spoiler, not happening. The mood doesn't come first, the action does. You move, and then the inspiration follows, tapping you on the shoulder like, oh hey, didn't know we were working today. Cool, I'll hang out. Move 1, shrink the dragon. Move 2, ugly first draft. Move 3, 5-minute hostage deal, that's it. Not easy, but simple. And if you're building the version of you who doesn't run from truth, subscribe. You're gonna need this. Because here's the last thing I'm gonna give you, the one that sticks. Life will never hand you a perfect, fear-free, self-doubt-free day. Waiting for that is like waiting for every traffic light in your city to turn green at the exact same time before you drive. It's never gonna happen. You win by moving anyway, even if it's messy. Especially if it's messy. Because progress doesn't care if it's ugly. It only cares that it exists. You are not behind. You are not broken. You're just paused. And pause is one button away from playing. So press it, even if all you've gotten you is 5 minutes. One day someone will look at what you've built and say, wow, they must have had it all figured out. And you'll just smile, knowing the truth. Nah, I just started ugly.